agents get extremely overwhelmed with creating social media content, and for very good reason, because most ways people explain it is very overwhelming, time consuming, and it can be a little bit stressful. But at the end of this video, that is going to change. I'm going to give you 5 incredibly easy ways that you can create absolutely amazing, high engaging, and high converting social media content just by the nature of working with the clients and doing things like open houses that you're already going to be doing. What's up, guys? My name is Mike Sherrard with eXp Realty, and I train thousands of agents every year to scale their business the modern way with social media. And I constantly have agents coming to me saying that they're ready to take their business to the next level with social media, but they also say that it's too time consuming, too stressful, too overwhelming because they're not following the 5 things that we're going to dive into. So let me explain very simply, quickly, and clearly of just by the nature of working with the clients and doing a couple additional strategies that I'll share with you at the end, that you can create a ton of incredible content that can bring you clients just by the nature of doing what you would already be doing as the nature of being an agent. So without further ado, let's dive in. Okay, so the first one is working with sellers, and then we'll go through a couple of other opportunities. Now, when we start looking at working with sellers, there is so much content that you can create every single time you're working with a seller, whether or not they end up going full transaction. But what I want to do is break it down as if they do go through a full transaction. So let's look at the process of all the different types of content you can create by the nature of working with the seller. Now, the first is going to be in the pre-listing, and in the pre-listing phase, before the listing goes active on the MLS, this is where you're going to have opportunities to do the professional photos, the professional video for YouTube, and just right there, you've got an opportunity to do your short form video or property tour, as well as your full-length YouTube video property tour every single time you're going to do a listing. So step number 1 is making sure that you get your property tours done, both long form and short form. So now you've got 1 piece of video for YouTube, and then 3 pieces of content, because you can take that same short form video and cross promote it across Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. Now, also by the nature of doing the photography for that property, which of course you should be outsourcing to a professional videography and photography crew in your local market, but making sure that you get really high quality photos, because now you can do a couple different things. When the listing goes live, you can take one of the exterior photos and you can show, hey, brand new listing, you put a beautiful listing banner over it, put your contact information on a bit of an overlay at the bottom of that photo, and now you've got another photo to promote on your Facebook business page, on Instagram, as well as on LinkedIn. Now, the next thing is going to be after the listing goes active, and what this is going to look like is Facebook ads. So what you want to do is you want to take a budget of about $10, $20 a day and promote that brand new listing on Facebook ads using one of the exterior photos with the just listed banner to get some additional exposure on that incredible property. And now, looking at some of the additional phases that will come throughout a full transaction, you've got open houses. Well, what should you be doing at every open house? If you've not already done it, doing another short form property tour saying, this is what X amount gets you. This is what $500,000 gets you in Austin, Texas, doing the property tour. Now, 2 additional things you should be doing every single time you do an open house is taking a photo inside or outside of the property yourself and then posting that online. Pairing that with another photo, which is going to be a different one than the just listed. So this is really strategic. Not using the same exterior front photo that you would have done on the just listed overlay banner, but also making sure that you use something like the interior kitchen, interior master bedroom, interior living room, and using that for the open house overlay. So now you've got another photo, 2 for each single open house, that you can again promote on your Facebook business page, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Now we start going to the under contract as well as or conditionally sold, as well as the sold property. What can we do there for our listing? Well, when we go through this process, you want to again take a different exterior or interior photo with an overlay for conditionally sold, which is another photo for Instagram, for Facebook business page, and for LinkedIn. Now we go on to sold. Once it is sold, we do a couple different things. Number 1, always make sure to take a photo of your clients outside of the property, either by your for sale sign with the sold banner over it, or ideally holding a big sign. You'll see this on my social media back when I was in production, is I would get all of my clients to hold this big sold sign, and that evokes emotion. Not only is that an incredible post, but you can get them to post it, and now it expands your audience reach to their audience as well. Now, aside from that, you've got the one photo of the clients outside of the property. Then you want to do a different photo of the property other than the one you use for just listed, open house, and conditionally sold. Use a new one for sold. So now it looks like you did 4 different transactions just from that one, because you used 4 different properties by the nature of going through a different sequence. And then after we post those photos, we want to do another Facebook ad. And what we're going to do with this Facebook ad is double the budget, because we're going to get paid. The deal has been closed, and we want to then run that sold post, ideally of the clients if they're okay with it. Otherwise, the property with the sold banner over top of it. And you want to run that for about $20 to $40 a day for about 1 to 2 weeks to show that you're getting the job done. So just by the nature of working with a seller, you've got a ton of content that you can create. So let's go on to number 2. And this is going to be working with buyers. So a lot of people are curious about what type of content you can create when working with buyers, because it's not your listing. So how are you going to get content? Well, there's a couple different things you can do. So the first thing that I highly encourage, and this is something that I did that did wonders when I was still in production and going through properties with clients, is anytime I'm touring a property and I see a unique feature, or I see something that was gorgeous or weird or quirky or anything, showcasing that on your Instagram stories. Doing that is a really great way to stay top of mind, remain top of mind, and get some engagement, showing that you're out and about and you're working with clients looking at properties. So now once you do that, there's a couple things you want to do. Once they end up purchasing a property, they write the signed contract, and you're going through a couple things. You've got inspection, and then you've got possession. Well, inspection, that's a really great opportunity to get access to the property, to do a property tour on short form content saying, this is what $750,000 gets you in Chicago. Great. Now you've got another short form post that you can make on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. Now, once it goes to possession, a couple key things here that you really need to do. Number 1, get a photo of the clients outside of the property. This is so key, because again, what it does on an emotional level and the level of connection that people are going to get is incredible, because it shows the happy clients in their peak state of excitement. So that's going to be one of the big ones. Aside from that, on possession, you also want to take one of the exterior photos if it's nice and outside, or one of the interior photos if it's nicer on the inside, and then do an overlay saying sold, buyer representation. And what you're going to do is not only post that across Facebook business page, Instagram, and LinkedIn, but then you're going to use that for your Facebook ad. And what you want to do, again, knowing that you're going to get paid, is bump that budget up a little bit, and you want to run that for 1 to 2 weeks to show people the incredibly happy buyer that you just worked with. Again, on the Facebook ad, ideally, if you could use the photo of the happy clients outside, that makes a big difference. But if not, just using the one with the sold banner on top of it with the buyer representation, maybe writing a little bit about their story. Now we're going to go on to number 3, which is going to be open houses. And this is going to be one that's great for new agents, because they might not be working with a buyer, they might not be working with a seller. So if you just are doing open houses for other agents, let me explain what you could do there. Number 1, property tour. So this is going to be a great way to do a short form property tour, showing up to the property 30, 45, 50 minutes before the open house is going to start, and get everything set up, get all the lights turned on, make it look gorgeous, and then go do your property tour. Again, that is now a post. And the cool part about it is, aside from it being a post on Instagram Reels, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts, most people don't even know that that is not your listing. Most people are going to assume that it is your listing because you're the one doing the property tour. So it's a really great way to get access to property tours, because most people struggle to get that. So that's going to be another post across 3 different platforms. Now, again, similar to the listing side of things, you want to make sure that you're doing a couple Instagram stories talking about the open house, where it is, what time it's going to be there, some of the cool features of the property. And then you also want to take a photo of yourself, either inside or outside of the property. And you want to, again, take the photo of the property that's on the MLS, the best one, and post that with an open house banner with the date, the time, and the address, saying that you're going to be there from 1 to 3 this Saturday on, April, whatever. And then you want to post that on Facebook business page and LinkedIn. I usually don't do open house posts in terms of the graphic on my Instagram. unless it's the photo of me. So if it's you outside of the property or you inside of the property, then that's great. But I typically don't just do the banner overlays. But again, a ton of incredible content that you can get just by the nature of doing an open house. Number 4 is actually going to make it really easy for people. I've got a number of agents in my organization at EXP that do this, which is doing a weekly live video. So doing a video that's going to be live on something like Facebook, where you can talk about, maybe you pick a certain day, you pick a Wednesday, and every single Wednesday in the afternoon, you can do one of a few different things. I know many agents that will do a market update, and because it goes live, it notifies your audience, and it's a really great way to just stay top of mind, and it's live, so it requires no editing. Or you can do something where you talk about different communities and you showcase different communities or new developments or anything that's happening in the area. But going live is a really great way to create content because there's no editing required. You could do it from the comfort of your home. You could do it from the comfort of your vehicle if you're out and about doing showings in the middle of them. But going live is a really great way because it's going to be up there and active and in front of people immediately. And you don't have to do much preparation for it unless you have to do a bit of digging for the market stats. But going live is a really great way to easily create content, which if you're using also a platform like StreamYard, you can also do it on YouTube and then cross promote it to things like Facebook and LinkedIn as well. Now let's go to number 5. And what number 5 is going to be is exactly what I do, which is batching your content. So coming up with all the ideas. And again, if you want to know all the top converting videos, just drop a comment below. I'll send you my brand new free training, which outlines not only the top videos that you should be creating, but also how to optimize them to rank number 1, which is what you want to do if you want to get clients 5+ deals a month coming directly to you. But anyways, batching your content or batching your photo and video shoots is really important. One of the additional things you could do is, let's say you've got your local photographers and your local videographers, and they're going to go there to a listing that you just had, and you're about to put it on the MLS. But one of the things you could do is, while you're recording the video, get your photographers to take photos of you in action. It's really great content. You're already going to be doing it, so why not double down? It gives you additional content. Or going out once a month like I used to do and bring a couple different outfits, go to 2 to 3 different locations with those outfits and do a bunch of different photos or do a bunch of different reels or just do something that is going to allow you to create a backlog of content that you can pull from whenever you get busy and might not have the time to go create new content. So those are 5 different ways that I personally have used and a number of agents in my organization at EXP use, as well as many people that I know, in order to create a ton of high converting content that's very engaging by the nature of doing what you would already be doing as an agent. So if you have any other questions, drop a comment below. Hopefully this helps you streamline your content creation process, and I can't wait to see you put out more this year.